Hello my yogi friends and welcome to Transform, our 7-day yoga journey. Let's jump straight into day 1, Arrive. So let's start in the seat. You can sit either cross-legged, legs stretched out in front, or kneeling, whatever feels right for you today. Bring your hands on your knees or your thighs. And then immediately we want to turn the gaze inward. So slightly look in front of you and leave the gaze soft, or close your eyes all together. Taking the first moments here to lengthen a bit more through the spine, rounding through the legs and hips, feeling the weight of the body in the sitting bones. Relax the shoulders down. Take a big inhale in and out through the nose. I'm going to begin with a little pranayama where we really fill up the lungs with heaps of oxygen. So let's take a breath deep down into the belly to begin with. And smooth exhale. Next inhale, breathe into the belly and the lower rib cage. And big exhale. And then breathing into the belly, the lower rib cage, the back of the heart and the front of the heart. Big exhale. Just a couple of times like this, breathing into the belly, into the lower rib cage, the back of the heart, the front of the chest. Imagining you filling a glass with water, or a cup of tea from the bottom to the top. Making sure that the exhalation also gets a little bit of intention. So we don't want to have a massive inhalation and a quick exhale. See if you can level the length of both. Take 2 more breaths like this. Inhaling into the belly, lower rib cage, back of the heart, front of the heart. And last breath here. Really feeling this nice stretch of the belly and of all the muscles in and around the rib cage. Such a big inhale. And exhale, release and simply return to a natural flow of breath. Bringing the hands on top of the heart now here to set a little intention for our first day. I give myself permission to arrive. I give myself permission to transform. Just repeat this in your own mind once or twice to really manifest it. From there, releasing the fingertips back onto the knees, and we drop the chin towards the chest. Give the back of the neck a big stretch. And from there, cover the line with the nose over to the left shoulder. You can have still your eyes closed for this, or your gaze soft. Back into the center, down, and then over to the right. Back via the center, looking down, over to the left. And last one. Down and over to the right. And back into the center, chin to chest. One more breath here into the back of the neck. And then you slowly might want to start to blink open the eyes. Bring the nose back up and we find our way into a tabletop position. So swing your legs out to the side. And bring the hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Couple of cat-cows to start with. Inhale to drop the belly, chest shines forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under chin to chest pressing away from the mat. Again, inhale to really get this nice heart opening. Exhale, this big stretch for lower and upper back and the back of the neck. And one more. Inhale, pressing away from the mat on the exhale. Going back into the center. Gonna start to bring the weight into the right leg and extend the left leg long. Turn the toes down and slightly spine with the left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. See what's happening in your right hip here. Are you jumping it over to the right side, or can you really press out of the right hip? Use the engagement of your core to stabilize yourself. The gaze is down, the neck is long. From there, we're gonna extend the right hand forward. It's completely fine if you wobble a little bit. It's just your muscles adjusting. And then a bit more. Exhale, we bring elbow and knee together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow and knee meet underneath. And one more. Inhale to really reach long. Exhale, everything squeezed together. Last extension here. And everything comes down. We bring the weight into the left knee. Start to extend the right leg. Same on this side. Find your balance. Turn the right toes down. Once you feel stable, left hand comes forward. Engage the core. Press out of the left hip. And exhale, squeezing everything together. Inhale, really reach the fingertips forward. Press into the right heel. Exhale, coming together. Inhale to reach. Last one here, engage your core. Exhale, everything comes together. Inhale, re-reach. Bring the left hand down, the right knee down. Just wiggle the knees a bit wider. Bring the big toes to touch. Finding our way into an extended child's pose. Walking the hands forward, really nice stretch here through the sides of the torso. And forehead can come onto the ground or onto a block. Take a couple of nice breaths here into the back of the body. Feel the softening of the hips, the thighs. Good place here to repeat our intention. Really give yourself permission to arrive on your mat. Just you and your yoga practice. Always nice here to rock the head from left to right, giving the forehead a nice little massage. Releasing any thoughts into the ground that no longer serve us. And slowly coming back into the center. Gaze comes back forward. We find our way back up. Wiggle the knees together, feet together. Coming forward into a low plank, and then just one little push up here brings us down to the ground. So bend your knees, leave them close to the body. Lowering down onto the ground. Fingertips underneath the shoulders, press into the hips. A little baby cobra here to warm up the spine. And exhale, back down. And we're going to wriggle the elbows underneath the shoulders for our Sphinx posture. So make sure you're really pressing into the hips. Extending through the torso, almost reaching the feet back. Pressing into the elbows. So elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Pressing into the palms. And then maybe even finding this big connection of the palms into the ground. Try to squeeze the palms down and towards yourself. So you're even opening the chest further. Making sure the neck stays long. The shoulders squeeze down and together. Keep pressing into the hips. Whole body engagement here. One big breath into the chest. Slowly everything releases back down. Feel free to give the hips a little shake if that was quite strong for your lower back. Hands underneath the shoulders. We tuck the toes under. Press up into a tabletop. Just to realign the knees underneath the hips. Rotate the elbow creases forward, tuck the toes under, finding our way into our first downward facing dog. So knees are bent generously. We can pedal the feet a little bit left to right. Give the hips a little shake, the shoulders a nice little stretch. And then bring the gaze forward. We start to walk to the front of the mat, surrendering into a forward fold. And any kind of variation here with your arms is fine. You can have the fingers next to your feet or maybe interlace the hands in opposite elbows and sway a little bit left to right. Feeling super grounded here through the feet, but also lifted through the hips and sitting bones. One more inhale here into the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders. And then release the fingertips down. Inhale, halfway lift. Your version, hands on chins, kneecaps or thighs. Extend through the crown of the head, through the sitting bones, like a little table here. And we release back forward and take a big inhale to slowly pair up into mountain pose. Bring the fingertips by your side. We take a big stretch. Exhale, bend your knees. We fold back down. Taking a little sun salute here. Inhale, halfway lift. Your version. Exhale. We're going to plant the palms. We're going to step the right foot back, the lower down onto the right knee. And big swoop of the fingertips up above the head. Relax the shoulders. Awesome stretch here for the thighs. Exhale, fingertips come back down. We wiggle the left foot back in our low plank here. Holding for an inhale, press away from the mat, super strong arms. Exhale, lowering down onto the ground. Inhale, little baby cobra once again, almost no weight in your hands. And exhale, tuck the toes under, slowly into downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here. In and out. Maybe giving the head a little shake. From there, lifting the right foot towards the ceiling. Bend the right knee. We step the right foot forward in between the hands. Lower lunge on this side. Lowering down the left knee. Swoop the fingertips forward and up. Relax the shoulders down. Big breath here into the chest, and then fingertips come back down onto the ground. And big step, or a couple of little steps, coming back forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift once again, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we surrender first until we slowly rise up. Fingertips above the head. And Tadasana, mountain pose. Relax the arms by your side. Lift the shoulders up, back and down. Little bend in your knees. Slightly tuck the tailbone under. So big engagement here in your core as well. And really grounding, rooting through the feet. Always remembering here, day 1, we're arriving, we're grounded on our mat. From there, lift the right foot. We take a super big step back into a warrior 1. So bring a little bit of space in between the feet here. And we've got a bend in the left knee, but make sure we can still see the left big toe so the knee is not further forward than the ankle. Rotate the hips forward. And you can really have the stance of the feet as wide or as narrow as you like. Inhale, we bring the fingertips up and we can leave them a bit apart if there are any shoulder issues. Otherwise, we go into the traditional version, palms together. Again, tuck the tailbone under, we engage the core, and also feel this little stretch here on the front of the right hip. If you dare, maybe we're going to look up, absolutely trusting in our legs here. Super solid legs, super strong. One more breath into the chest. Reach the fingertips up and down through the shoulders. And then we release. Fingertips come behind. And we interlace them behind the buttocks. If you can't quite reach them, leave them a little bit open, or you can even grab hold of the elbows. If that doesn't suit your shoulders, hands stay on your hips. But if we can, we're going to bring them behind. Bring a bit of engagement here into the shoulders as well. And inhale to prepare and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, tilting forward. And you might be here today, or a bit further down. Or maybe you're completely surrendering to our humble warrior. Big engagement, big stretch for the left thigh, the left hip. Keep breathing. Long through the neck. Keep squeezing those palms, those shoulders together. Also have a little bit of weight in your right foot. Stick with me. 2 more deep breaths here into the belly. You can do it. Last inhale. And then slowly pressing into the left foot. Finding our way back up. Releasing the arms. You maybe give the shoulders a little shake. Straighten through the left leg. Turning the left toes forward. And bringing the feet in line for our standing forward fold basically. So the toes are a bit further inward than the heels. We've got a little bit of a bend in the knees. Hands come onto the hips. We lengthen through the spine. And exhale, like in all our forward foot. We start to hinge forward from the hips. So sitting bones shine back. Turn the head forward. And this is where you might want to use any kind of prop again underneath. If you can't quite reach the floor, that's completely fine. You can always bend the knees a bit more generously as well. Or we bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Eventually even walking them back in line with the feet. So we're super strong through the feet, the ankles, the calves and thighs. Feel quite a big stretch here in our hamstrings, the back of the legs. But we want to soften through the shoulders, the head, the arms. So 2 more breaths here. Maybe lengthening a bit more through the spine on the inhale, eventually going deeper on the exhale, or staying where we are. Really pressing into the outside edges of the feet. Awesome stretch here for the hamstrings. And then slowly walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. They come back onto the hips. And with a strong core, we slowly make our way back up. Make sure you take your time here so you don't get dizzy. And then we start to turn the toes over to the right side. Again, creating a bit of space here between the feet as if we're standing on train tracks. Bending through the right leg. Having the hips turn forward. And inhale, fingertips up into our warrior one. Maybe palms are open, or we're going to bring the palms together. Your choice here. Relax the shoulders down. Once again, if you feel super strong here in your legs, maybe even look up. Keep breathing. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper. Lengthening a bit more through the fingertips while relaxing the shoulders down. Couple of nice deep breaths into the chest. And bring the gaze back forward. Release the hands behind. And once again, any kind of variation with your hands is fine. You can bring them together like before, or maybe you go back into the grabbing hold of the opposite elbows, or just on your hips. If you have any kind of bind, see if you can go the other way, so the other thumb or the other arm is on top. The weird one. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, really surrender. Finding our sweet spot here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's a bit further down. Maybe we can go even a bit deeper. Still feeling this engagement in your arms and shoulders, so the arms are just floppily hanging above the head. Quite nice engagement here, and then relax the head, soften through the neck, keep pressing into the left foot, into the right leg. 2 more breaths here. Super strong legs. Last inhale. And the exhale brings us slowly back up. We release the fingertips, give the shoulders a little shake, straighten through the front leg, and just heel toe, the feet together. Maybe give the leg a little shake while we make, oh, nice little dance here, while we make our way to the front of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose, relax the shoulders, long neck, feel into this little bit of energy we created in your legs. And then bend your knees, inhale, 1 more big stretch here, swoop the fingertips up and over. Exhale, folding back down. Releasing the head down, maybe giving it a little shake. Plant the palms, walk back into downward facing dog. Little checking in. How does this dog feel compared to your first one we did here today? Maybe feels the same, maybe a bit different. Lifting the heels, and then slowly we're going to lower down onto the knees. Wiggle the legs out to the side and find our way onto our backs. So coming to lay on your back here. From here we're going to wiggle the soles of the feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, our reclined cobbler's pose. And for this one it can be quite intense for the hips or inner thighs, for some people even for the knees. Feel free to pop anything underneath the thighs if you want a little bit of support. Otherwise we enjoy this nice little stretch. You can even bring your hands on your belly if you feel a little puffed out after this little workout. Relax with the shoulders, lengthen through the neck, so chin slightly tucks towards the chest. Feel free to close your eyes for this last part. It's always nice to close your eyes when we are laying on our backs. And take a couple of deep, nice breath into your belly, into your abdomen. Eventually using the exhale to soften a bit more through the hips and legs. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're stuck there. So one more nice breath here. Then bring the hands underneath the thighs, guiding the knees back together. Then we're going to wiggle the hips slightly over to the right. Bring your arms out by your side. Knees for over to the left for a last little twist. This time taking a couple of nice breaths here into the right side of the lungs. Softening more on the exhalation through the shoulders, through the legs. One more inhale. And exhale, engages the core, lifts everything back up. We wiggle the hips over to the left, knees fall over to the right. Feel free to bring the gaze over to your left hand or shoulder. And then keep breathing. Into the left side of the chest, left side of the lung. Last inhale here. The exhale, knees come back up into the center. And we're just going to extend everything long. Legs long, arms by your side. Wiggling our way into our Shavasana posture. might want to wiggle the shoulder blades further together. And then relax the feet, relax the fingers. And then completely soften, feeling how every exhalation just lets you release more of the tension you're still holding. Almost as if the breath washes over you like a wave, washing everything away. You're absolutely heavy, relaxed. So this is now the end of day 1, the end of my guidance here for you, for our first day of our 7-day yoga journey. So you can still stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. I'm just gonna leave you here now. Just remember in your mind, before you come out of Shavasana, your little intention from the beginning. I give myself permission to arrive. I give myself permission to transform. Thank you so much that you joined me here on day 1 of our journey. I hope you've got a beautiful rest of the day ahead. Namaste. And I see you tomorrow for day 2.